Welcome to another episode of Sports Night in Auburn. I'm Jenny Jordan.
And I'm Liv Moore. We have a lot in store for you today. Bryan Harsin is out as head football coach. Soccer waits for a selection Monday. Volleyball looks to bounce back after a tough week, and more.
Bryan Harsin was relieved of his duties as Auburn's head football coach on Monday following a loss to Arkansas. The university announced the firing in a press release on Monday that didn't mention the coach by name. Harsin leaves Auburn with an overall 9-12 record, making him the first Auburn head coach to not reach 10 wins since Earl Brown, who was fired in 1950. He coached in the least amount of games since John Floyd went 0-4 in 1929.
Harsin's short tenure at Auburn got off to a positive start, going 6-2 in his first 8 games, before losing 5 straight to finish his first season with a 6-7 record. Harsin started the season 2-0 before a blowout loss to Penn State dropped him to 2-1. The team eked out a win against Missouri thanks to a missed kick and a fumble in the end zone to end the overtime.
Harsin and the Tigers would then lose to 4 straight to drop 3-5 before his firing on Halloween. This all comes after Harsin was put under investigation for an alleged affair during the offseason that Harsin called a personal attack that didn't work.
Following the Harsin firing, Auburn announced that they hired a new athletic director for the program, John Cohen. Cohen is coming to the Plains from a fellow SEC program, Mississippi State. Cohen was at the helm when Mississippi State won the 2021 College World Series in their first championship ever in any sport.
Bruce Pearl and Butch Thompson both had high praise for Cohen following the hire. Pearl stated, "John has won championships at the highest level both as a coach and as an administrator, and knows how to win. I'm excited about our new leadership team." While Thompson said, "John is one of the most impactful and intelligent people I've ever been around in my career. I'm a better coach and better man because of our time together and can't wait to serve him again."
Cohen's first responsibility will be to start the season search for a new football coach in what will be a truly new era of Auburn football.
With Harsin out, Carnell Cadillac Williams has been promoted from running backs coach to interim head coach. Williams has been coaching for 4 years following his NFL career. In his playing career, he led the 2004 Auburn Tigers to an undefeated season.
The Tigers hosted Arkansas in what would be Bryan Harsin's last game as head coach. Here's Eagle Eye's Vince Wolfram on the game.
And Auburn taking on Arkansas at home on Saturday in Jordan-Hare Stadium. Both teams, along with Texas A&M, came into Saturday in a 3-way tie for last place in the SEC West. Arkansas's offense was filled with firepower for all 4 quarters, but it started in quarter 1 as Razorbacks quarterback J.J. Jefferson took off for a 13-yard score, rumbling through the Auburn defense for the touchdown. Auburn's answer came with 3:43 left in the second quarter when running back Tank Bigsby took off for a 41-yard touchdown run that shrunk the Arkansas lead to just 4. Auburn was down at the half 17-13. Third quarter, Auburn trailing. Robbie Ashford threw a pass to true freshman wide receiver Camden Brown for the highlight grab in the back corner of the end zone. Brown finished with 4 receptions for 83 yards and a score in what was a breakout game for him. Arkansas's offensive game ended up being too much for the Tigers as the tandem of Jefferson and running back Raheem Sanders dominated the Auburn defense. Final score from Jordan-Hare Stadium, Arkansas 41, Auburn 27.
Cadillac Williams' first game as head coach of the Tigers will be this weekend when the Tigers travel to Starkville to take on Mike Leach and the Mississippi State Bulldogs.
When we come back, we'll go over soccer, volleyball, baseball, and more. You're watching Eagle Eye TV. Welcome back to Sports Night in Auburn. Karen Hoppa and the Tigers concluded their season Friday night after a loss to #1 Alabama. It was a story that Tiger fans have become all too familiar with over the course of the season. Stellar defense paired with an offense that struggled to create a scoring chance.
Auburn held the best team in the country scoreless through the first 86 minutes of play before they allowed the lone goal of the match in the 87th minute to Alabama's Riley Tanner. With the loss, Auburn missed the SEC tournament for the first time since the 2000 season.
The Tigers averaged just .72 goals against throughout the season. The second best total in the school's history was only bested by the 2003 squad.
The team's fate is now in the hands of the selection committee. The NCAA selection show is set for Monday, November 7th at 2:30 Central Time.
It was a week full of heartbreakers for Auburn volleyball. Last Wednesday, they were swept by Florida and recorded their first loss at home. Here's Eagle Eye's Zach Card on the match.
Volleyball team against 14th ranked Florida. With over 1,600 people in the crowd, both teams put on a show in the opening set. The first set was a close one, finishing 23-25 in favor of the Gators, included 17 ties and 5 lead changes. Both offenses were firing on all cylinders, with an impressive .308 hitting percentage for the Tigers and an incredible .556 percentage for the Gators. Auburn lost the set with a spike that went out of bounds, giving Florida a 2-point run, matching the best run of the set and the win in set number 1. In the second and third sets, Florida ran away with the match, despite Akasha Anderson's 11 kills. Both offenses came down after the first set, and Auburn settled at a .112 hitting percentage, their worst of the year. With 4 blocks on the game, Kendall Kemp's tally for the season moves to 117 and puts her in second all-time for blocks in the season. Next, the Tigers travel to Lexington.
The young team then traveled to Lexington with hopes of bouncing back against Kentucky, but the Wildcats swept the Tigers on both Saturday and Sunday. In her first collegiate start on the libero on Saturday, Zoe Slaughter had 11 digs.
Crouch and company are back in Neville Arena to host Texas A&M on both Saturday and Sunday. In other volleyball news, freshman Kendall Kemp now ranks second in blocks in a single-season program history with 123.
It's basketball season on the Plains. The Tigers take on UAH in an exhibit game tonight before the season officially starts when the Tigers take on George Mason on Monday in the Neville Arena.
In other basketball news, Johnny Broome was named to the Karl Malone Award watch list. The award goes to the best power forward in Division I. Guards Wendell Green Jr. and Katie Johnson both earned a spot on the SEC preseason all-second team as announced by the SEC earlier today.
Coach Johnny Harris enters her second season at the helm of the women's basketball team this weekend when they play Sam Houston on Saturday.
Auburn baseball defeated Alabama 13-8 in an exhibition match in Plainson Park on Friday night. The Tigers were down 3-2 going into the 7th inning before they scored 6 runs to take the lead, which they would hold for the remainder of the game.
20 position players and 10 pitchers saw action for the Tigers, with Carson Howell leading the way with 3 hits. In other baseball news, the 2022 World Series team was honored in Jordan-Hare this weekend when they received their rings for making it to the College World Series.
The men's and women's cross-country teams competed in the SEC Conference Championship at the Ole Miss Golf Course on Friday. The men ended the race with their best finish in conference in 8 years. The team finished in 7th, with junior Ryan Canan finishing in the 11th individually, running a 23 minutes, 27-second 8K. Canan earned second team's all-SEC honors. Joseph Perry earned SEC freshman honors after finishing in the top 7 of all freshmen.
For the women, the team finished in 10th, with Samantha Rogers finishing 15th individually, running a personal best 20-minute and 12-second 6K.
When we come back, we'll talk about Auburn in the NFL and NBA. You're watching Sports Night in Auburn. Welcome back to Sports Night in Auburn. Despite each of their teams suffering losses this week, these Auburn-made players fought their hearts out in Week 8. This season continues to show that there is quite literally nothing Derek Brown cannot do. In an already dominant season, the former first-round pick had one of his best games of the season. In the Panthers' close loss to the Falcons, Brown tallied a career-high 12 tackles. He is ranked first among all NFL interior defensive linemen against the run this season with a grade of 84.2.
In a Thursday night showdown with the Ravens, Buccaneers cornerback Jamal Dean racked up 6 tackles and had a crucial pass on a breakup down on the 4th down. His season grade of 82 ranks in 5th among the NFL cornerbacks. Back in the MetLife this week, Carl Lawson picked up his 3rd sack of the season and added 3 tackles, 2 for a loss. The Jets' defensive end now has at least 1 QB pressure in all 8 games this season.
Jabari Smith has continued to put up big minutes for the 1-7 Houston Rockets. Smith dipped his fingers into every aspect of the game against the Trailblazers when he recorded 12 points, 2 rebounds, an assist, a block, and a steal.
Walker Kessler has sat out the Jazz's past 3 games due to an illness. In one game Kessler played this week, he put up 4 points, an assist, a rebound, and a block in 11 minutes of action. Isaac Okoro saw action in 3 games off the bench with the Red Hot Cavs this week, all which they walked away with the dub.
Chuma Okeke played in 4 games with the Magic this week. His best performance came in their only win of the week, in which he scored 10 points, brought in 6 rebounds, and added 2 assists and a steal to his game totals. JT Thor played minimal minutes in 4 games with the Hornets. He scored 3 points in an overtime win against the Warriors. For more information on Auburn athletics, be sure to check out our website at eagleeyeauburn.com and stay up to date on all things Auburn sports on our Twitter at EETV_sports. I'm Jenny Jordan.
And I'm Liv Moore. Thank you for watching. Good night, and War Eagle.